Hey everyone, I'm just hopping on really quick and talk about something that I watched a client experience. And I knew something was up as soon as when I did a read for her, what was going on. So I'm going to talk about the dangers of envies and also when spirit jumps into your throat to say something when you have to speak your truth. So first, let me talk about the speaking the truth. So welcome to Be So Light. My name is Priestess Makala 333 for the Instagram. Also Niana as well as Felicia. So I am the designer, the founder of Spiral Light Healing, and author of 2 ebooks, working on the 3rd book. And today's subject, we're going to get into it about envy, when someone envies you. And I find this more in the spiritual realm, magical realm of people. I find it more in that realm because it's dealing with people who they see someone with gifts or they want what that person has. And if they don't get what that person has, they're trying to figure out a way how to get that. They want that. So this is basically how it starts off. And I'm going to share from my point of view how it happened to me and what was going on with my client. And it was really, I knew what it was and I recognized it. So back in the day, I knew someone who was really dear to my heart, a really good friend. And we did a lot of things together when it came to travel and medicine and all kind of things. So when it came to going into the different tribe of medicine of what she was venturing into and invited me into, everything was great. And then lo and behold, didn't realize that I had a spiritual connection to this tribe that I was connecting to. Hence the word, this is where the problem came in. It came in with the envying. And my ears perk up when I hear people say things. Oh, I wish I could hear just like you, or oh, I wish I could just do what you do, and someday I'll do that. Watch out when they say things like that. First of all, they're already doing it. Second of all, they are going to start somewhere down the path taking you down. Okay, they're going to do it because they're going to find you as a threat to them. And the only way people like that will take you out is if they can discredit you. They have to find a way to discredit you. So, and it can be anything that's little. They will take it and blow it up as though you went out and blew up a big mountain or something, or they will take and blow it out of proportion so much, build a story around it so much to the point to when they go out and talk about it to other people follow the lead. They don't want to have anything to do with you. They stay away from you. You'll all of a sudden start wondering what is happening. So in this scenario, it was the whole thing of the people, the tribe was taking to me. They were seeing what my gifts were. They were seeing, I had sight. I talked to spirit. They were seeing those things. And then she started feeling like she was getting left out of it. They were paying too much attention to me and not enough to her. And a lot of people that act like that has a lot to do with them they have brokenness within them, and there's something that they're not getting from people in their immediate circle, family, or whatever, and they don't do well with someone who is getting more attention than them. And I find that to be very true with a lot of healers who want to be more advanced, or they are the type of people that are constantly dipping. They dip in everything. They're always dipping in other type of magics and stuff like that, but they really don't commit to anything. They just kind of dip, and they watch everybody else and what they have, and they always envy. So, needless to say, the relationship did get destroyed because of the person taking one little incident and decided to blow it up and discredit me. And I think that was probably the hardest thing, because it didn't just stop with that. It started becoming a threat to other people. And it was like, oh, well, we don't want to talk to her anymore. Oh, well, we don't want to do that anymore. All because of something somebody else said, and how they say it, and how they put the energy behind it to make it look bad. And then soon people just started following suit. They started following what this person was saying. And this has always been a hidden thing. And I've always been told this. You always have, I was always told, Felicia, you always, not always have really close friends that will truly be your true friends, because somewhere, somehow, somebody always gets upset, and they always will target you. And it's so true. It's target. And I'm not talking about victimization. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not talking about that. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when you have someone who is constantly making remarks about your gifts and what you do, and they don't like hearing it. And I even found it true when I was working at the spa. I hated that. I hated that more than anything. The client would go see me, get body work done, and then if they were changed over to somebody else, that person would say things like, "Oh, I got my body work done by Felicia, and she does this and this and this and this, and she does this. So now all of a sudden that person starts to feel like what they're doing is not good enough. You see? And then if they get that enough and my name keeps coming up in the mix, it starts building a little underlining energy of resentment. Okay? And it's just something that happens. And it can happen with anyone. If you're really good at what you do, you know there's always going to be people who want to do what you do and how you do it, and they're going to be looking at you as a threat. They don't like that. And it's a constant thing that you always have to kind of watch out for. So when this was happening with my client, it was a really interesting thing, because she was trying to make up her mind about taking this a journey, and she kept coming up with confusion. Her reads that she was doing wasn't coming out clear. And then when I went to try to read her, there was literally I could literally see like a blockage right in front of her. Like I wasn't going to be able to give her clear information. Like something was blocking her. And I literally said it. I said, something's blocking you. Someone is blocking you. That's what I said. Someone is blocking you. And so when she was talking, as she was talking, I just slowly went over to a set of cards, didn't tell her what I was doing. And I was just kind of asking questions. Show me what's happening with her. And I got 3 cards, and the one card showed like a couple that was together, a man and a woman. And I said, huh. And I said, who do you know that's I said magical or what in your circle, and that envies you, someone that envies you, someone is, and I said, it's someone that's married. They envy you. And then it kind of triggered her to start thinking. And she started thinking, and then she started putting the pieces together. And when she started putting the pieces together, I started getting chills. And I said, this person is the one that's blocking you, guaranteed. So I told her what to do. And I said, look, this is a telltale sign to find out where the energy is coming from. And this is for all healers. If you're experiencing this and you were going along happy-go-lucky and you didn't know all of a sudden why everything just started going to shits, someone's in your space who's wishing you ill will. Okay? Because a lot of times when the ill will stuff starts, it's because someone started talking some bullshit. Someone made up something, someone put it all together, and then the scenario kept playing out, and then people started following it. And they started believing it. And they just started putting it all together in that way. So now you got a storyline that's going, kind of like how we're watching everything play out with BNT. A storyline is going. So now you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What do you need to do? How do you need to fix this? And so I told her, I said, I need you to take a medicine bath. I told her what she needed to do to clear herself. And I said, if you could get your hands on some juniper berries, that would be really good for you. Take it, crush it up, put it in some hot water and make a tea out of it. Pour that into your water, your bath water, and cleanse and bathe yourself with it. And clear the aura, smudging, and cutting the hooks and cords. And I want you to cut the hooks and cords visualizing this person. Okay? And if you don't know who it is, you can always say, I want the hooks and cords of wherever the origin of this energy is coming from that is causing me conflict, that is causing me confusion, that is there. I ask that you now cut this energy and deactivate it, clear it out of my space. As soon as that energy is cut and cleared, and you're cleared and you got yourself all cleaned up, and I told her to put on a different type of a protection stone, and to kind of take care of her space, to amp up the energy in her space. Make a nice shield, and you could do it with sea salt, and you could do it with cascarilla when you make your own blessing protections and sprinkle it around, especially in windows, doorways, mirrors, bathtubs, sinks, areas. Anything that has water can be a portal. Anything that's a mirror can be a portal, and anything that's a doorway, window is a portal. So you want to cover those areas and create sacred space so nobody gets in. You want to use, if you're being attacked by an envious magical person or a group, that's even worse. If you're being attacked, you definitely want to make sure you use the opposite of shielding. So when I say the opposite of shielding, I mean this. Say that you get a person, they are into Wicca. Okay, now they're attacking you with their Wicca stuff. You got to do the opposite of that. whatever the opposite of that could be. It could be Egyptian magic. It could be Indian. It could be herbal. It can be something entirely different. Don't match it with Wicca, because like energy attracts like energy. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for. You got to do the opposite of that energy, something either higher than that vibration. You always want to take it up a notch. Okay? So always remember that. Don't match it with the same kind. You got to do a different type to take it out. So that's what I told her to do. And I said, here is how you're going to know who did it, if it was the person that was doing it to you. This is how you're going to know. You cut the hooks and cords, you create your sacred space, you become invisible. Within 24 hours or less, that person will either text you or call you, because they're going to feel the disconnect. And it's going to be something that happens energetically, because you're sending it all back to them, what they've been doing to you. You just send it all back, but you're going to send it back differently, transmute it. And usually when they contact you, call you, they do any of that, that's how you know. That's how you know who did it. That's how you know. And in my case, I automatically already knew who was doing it. I already knew how she was doing it. I already knew who she was bringing in to do it. And it was just a really nasty ending to a friendship, because I knew what she was doing. And she just had to have that attention. And it's kind of sad, because you look at that and you wonder about people when they say they're healers and all of this, and then they are very facetious when they are not getting the attention that they want. And they got to take out the person who is receiving the attention so that they can get it. So there's a lot of that envious energy out there, especially in spiritual realms. A lot of people, even teachers, can be dangerous to you. You know, they like your gifts, they want to control you, they want to manipulate how you function, and they want what you have. And I was always taught that, especially in native circles, to be very watchful, because there's always something about the men, medicine men, who are looking at women who have a lot of power. They want to get with you. They want to get that power. They want to drain you so they can use it. So be very watchful, especially when they come up all of a sudden, or all of a sudden you're not thinking about this person, and all of a sudden you're like crazy about them. You don't know why. That's because they did some casting of energy towards you to get you to fall for them, to get you to be in them. And I watched this happen with someone play out. And a lot of times this is why I don't do a lot of group stuff, because people, especially in the healing realm, there's always somebody out there looking for someone that has it. And it's true. It's very, very true. It's watchers. It's very dimensional. They are always scowling for the person with abilities, you know. And that's why also it's good not to always, when you go into new groups and you want to be in that, don't be telling people what you can do. Because I guarantee you, somebody's going to be all of a sudden befriending you and get to know you really well. And that'll be the one that's going to take you down. Guaranteed. Just guaranteed. That's how it always plays out. And also pay attention to, you know, people who are always asking what your gifts are. It's none of their business. And if you're a teacher and you're new at teaching, and you're new at taking on new students and teaching them stuff, make sure you don't teach them everything. Because 9 times out of 10, one of those students that will get scallywag in their mind will try to challenge you and try to take you out, just so they can see how powerful they are. So I always make it a point when I take students on, I teach them just what they need to know so they can develop themselves, but I don't teach them everything I know because I don't ever want them to come back and try to take me out just because they want to. You get people like that. So she does the whole thing. She cuts the cords and everything in less than 24 hours. Ring, ring, ring. There's her answer. And then she says, well, I'm thinking about changing. I think I am going to go on this journey. I think I'm going to do this, da, 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 da. And after she hung up with the person, she immediately got a headache. She immediately started not feeling well. She immediately was becoming confused again and da, 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 da. And she got so wiped out and sick, she literally did not go on the journey, which is what the person who was throwing the energy at her didn't want her to do. Didn't want her there. Didn't want her to be a part of this journey. So it made her sick. And then spirit will show you what they did to you so that you will see what was being thrown at you. Okay? So just keep in mind that envious people, anyone that's seeking, trying to see what you do, how you walk, what's your magic like, da 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 da, always know somebody's always looking. They want something. And there's people out there who will just drum up stories to get other people to fall for what they're saying just so that they can discredit you. So they can make up stories about you. So they can say, "Oh well, she's this, she's that. Oh, she's bad. She's a bad person." Da, 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 da. Just because they want to. I've had my share of that, and I always know where it's coming from. Always. There's always somebody with a lower vibration thinking like that, and because a lot of times it has a lot to do with they don't have it in themselves. They don't have the magic in themselves. So they're always comparing themselves. And you'll even get this out of some of your great seers, your sagers. If they were missing something, they're competitive beings. They don't like to not um they don't take very kindly to somebody else that has something better than them. And they can do it naturally. And they had to work at it. Okay? There's a lot of that happens in the magical world. So I hope this helps some of you that are venturing out, that are waking up, that are going out there, and you're getting yourselves into covens and indigenous groups, and you're taking on medicine and magical ways, and you're developing in your own spirituality. Just be watchful. Because if you were feeling really good and then all of a sudden you start feeling bad and you don't know why, that'll be because someone's throwing something at you. And you got to find out where it's coming from. Okay? And always go with the one that's always envious. Always go with the one that's always trying to be like you. Always go with the one that's always watching every single thing that you do, and they duplicate a lot of your stuff. Those are the ones you got to watch out for, because if they're not walking in a good way in life, they are the ones that will hurt you the most. And it always starts off with a betrayal. Guaranteed. A betrayal. And it's that's what you have to look at energetically. Okay? So this is not trying to make you paranoid about people in your life. No, this is just bringing awareness. Because if you're having a problem with someone that's going out, and it always starts off with stuff like innocently, they might start off with gossiping about something that you told them, and they go tell it to somebody else. There is an energy there. You know, I have people in my life that do stuff like that. You talk to them about something, the next thing you know, they're talking about what you talked to them about to someone else, discussing it. And it's like, why are you doing that? You know, if I'm talking to you about something, I'm talking to you. Not if I wanted other people involved in it, I would have talked to them. So sometimes you just have to be a sealed um, mouth. Don't discuss things, even sometimes with your besties. Because I don't know. You just don't know sometimes what people's intentions are. You know, I have one, two, three, maybe three really good friends. I can share anything with them. And I know it is not going to go past their lips. Okay. And then there's others that I know, shit, can't tell this person because they're going to talk. You know, they're going to open up their mouth. You know, always running their mouths. They can't keep anything. But I guarantee you, when they don't want anybody to know anything about what they're doing, they keep it on the hush hush. They keep it on the hush hush, and then you don't find out about it until after they get everything into place and talk about it. And then you're like, oh, I didn't know you were doing that. I didn't know. You never said anything. Da, 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 da. Oh, you know, I just kind of just wanted to blah blah blah. You know, yeah. Watch out for that. I'm just saying, watch out for it. Okay, so my next part I'm going to talk about really quick, and this happened to me a couple of days ago. I was getting myself ready. I just finished my shower. I was putting on my makeup, and I get a phone call. And I click on the phone, and I'm doing my makeup and stuff. And I go, "Hi," is one of my friends calling me. And I told her I got her permission to talk about this. Um, and she's, you know, talking, and she's telling me how life is. And I said, okay. And I don't know what happened, but I could just feel her sadness. I felt her depression. I felt her not happiness. And, you know, I've known her for a long, long time. And we always used to hang out and do things and happiness. And she would always be just, you know, I would go out with her and people, she would just be radiant, you know, with her hair and her nails. And she just had that goddess thing going on. And lately, she slowly just lost it. She didn't have that going on anymore. She very depressed. And I knew what was making her depressed, and I keep telling her, your job is draining you to death. It's taking your life force away, and you know, you got to make a decision. You can't just keep staying in it because of the money. And sometimes people stay in jobs because it's all they know. They're afraid to venture out and do something entirely different because what if it doesn't work out? What if it da 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 da? What if I don't make the money? What if I become, you know, thrown out on the street and da 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 da? Yes, I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. But when you constantly keep living a life of not being happy, oh my God. So I don't know what happened. I guess it was something that I just needed to say. And it just came out of me like nobody's business. I did not hold back. I spoke my truth to her. And I just said, I'm tired of you being depressed. I'm tired of you not being happy. I'm tired of you working this job that steals from you. I'm throwing out a lifesaver for you, but I keep feeling like you're not taking it. I mean, I had this emotional vomit come out of my mouth towards her. And after I said everything that I said, I immediately apologized and said, I am so sorry. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why I said that to you. Please forgive me. I didn't have the intention of hurting you or saying something hurtful. Mercury retrograde, you always have to be watchful. Oh, fuck, that was out the window. That was way out the window. The Mercury retrograde part, it just came out of my mouth and I could not stop it. And I was just very apologetic at the end, saying, I'm so sorry. I don't know why that came out. And she started to cry and she says, but you're right. Everything you said is exactly how I've been feeling. And you're right. So sometimes our sisters, our brothers, our star sister families and all, they can be going through things. And sometimes you will get hijacked right at a moment where you have to say something, boom, 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 and it comes out of your mouth and it floods out of you. You don't have a way to stop it. And then the next thing you know, you're like, oh crap, what did I just say? Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. And then you're panicking, trying to figure out, oh my God, I got to fix this. What did I just say? What did I just do? So, but then she turns around and says, but you're right. You're right on the money. It's exactly how I feel. It's exactly what I've been dealing with. It's exactly how I've been da 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 da. And then we talked and we were able to really just talk about what was going on. What was happening? How can we get you to a place to make it better so that you're living a life of beauty? How can we make it better? How can we get it to be better? So I found that to be one of the eye-opening moments where it just came out of my mouth and I just had to say it. Now, I've gotten in trouble for things I've said that just fall out of my mouth. I've gotten in trouble with my family because I just say it. And one time it's those things that you say when you get off the phone with someone and you wanted to say it to them, but you didn't say it to them. So you kept it to yourself. Well, this was one of those moments where I had a family member calling me and I never hear from them any other time throughout the whole whatever year. And all of a sudden I get a phone call and it just came out of my mouth. What do you want? You only call me when you want something. What? And it came right out and I was like, oh my God, what did I just say? I didn't even put a cover on it, and it was like I called the family member out. And I stood my grounds and I said, I am not fixing any more of the situation because when I step in and try to help, I get beat up from helping. Then I become outcast again. So I'm done with the scenario. I'm done with the game, and so as it stands now, there's a very defined line of very little communication right now because I stood my ground. I speak my truth on how I feel and see things in the world and what's going on and the hidden measures of things that's happening and nobody likes hearing that. They don't want to hear that. And that's okay. But I'm going to speak my truth just like you will speak your truth. When you speak and say what you want to say and how you want to say it, it's no different than anybody else speaking their truth. What's the difference? Nothing. Everybody has a right to say exactly how they feel. Everybody has a right to say and speak their truth. Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So just know sometimes you might get hijacked just when you're speaking and you're saying something because you're breaking up an energy or you're getting somebody to realize something that they need to realize about themselves. You know, I've lost friends to suicide. And the one that bothered me the most was Andrew. And still, when I think about it, how we had our last pie and ice cream together, sitting at the table, everybody, didn't see it coming. And boom, 48 hours later, he's gone, you know? So, yes, speak up, say how you feel, speak your truth. Um, be that true speaker. Say how you feel. Because others always saying how they feel, why can't you? Why not? That's how I see it. So today, I hope that this video, or this audio, I should call it audio, um, really helps you to think about certain things when you're in groups, when you're, in settings. And I don't even care if the group thing is a virtual group thing. Um, there's still going to be some cattywampus stuff going on in the group, favoritism, and you'll notice that favoritism. Um, it's kind of like that's in all groups. It's in schools. It's in everything. Favoritism. People that just kind of pair off and they're that. So, and it's just, I think that's just how we are designed beings. We're like that. We're just in that way. So just be aware and be cautious about what you say and do in groups. And you start feeling weird, you start feeling like you're under a psychic spiritual attack, take the actions, find out where it's coming from, and get rid of the energy of that so that you can actually feel better. Because this person literally was bedridden, sick and everything, all because this person didn't want them to go because they have plans of getting attention. And you'll know the intention of people when they're doing stuff. And I watched something go down not too long ago. Somebody being in my space and uttering and chanting underneath their breath. And when I passed by them, I had a headache. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Still running that same old tired ass 3D behavior. I don't have time for it. I don't have time for people like that. So I just wanted to come on and shed light on that. And if you've experienced it or you're going through it right now and you don't know what to think, or you're feeling like you're kind of crazy, you feel like it's coming from this person, but you're not really sure, it's always the ones that's closest to you that will do the most damage. Trust me on that. Because you never see it coming from them. You always think you're safe with them. So it's the ones that's the closest that will do you the most harm. All right, lovelies, just be aware. Trust your intuitions. That's all you got to do. All right, have a great day. Be good to yourself. And thanks for being here. Be soul light.